I can hear it. That's not just me bopping my head.
Ready? That is just popping your head. Nobody else can hear that. All right, here we go. Thursday night, 8:30. Once again, live, coming to your house. I know it's scary. I feel like an old TV show. Please let us into your house at 8:30 every Thursday night, like a ghost in the shell. All right, let's wind that down. We are here tonight. This is John, as usual, with Movie Killers Podcast. I got Mark joining me, coming in his vest, looking sharp. And we are going to talk tonight about Mr. Adam Driver.
The one and only.
And it seems like there's a lot of controversy around Adam Driver. I don't really understand it. Like, you look at the numbers, it's pretty straightforward.
I know. But, when we were talking about bringing his name up, well, when his name came up and we were deciding on who we're doing next, I had a little bit of a internal conflict. Only because I'm a fan of Adam Driver, except for, and this is going to sound so ironic, except for like what he's really known as, Kylo Ren. Like, that's the one, probably his one role that I was like, I wish they picked somebody else, but I don't want to jump too far ahead, but I had some internal conflict, let's just say.
And for everybody tonight, I have a Kylo Ren clip. You can't get rid of Adam Driver without showing a little Kylo Ren. So I tried to pick a little something that we all will find amusing, but still keep it in the theme of Kylo Ren. And I did pull a couple clips from some of his movies, and I'm with Mark. I'm a huge Adam Driver fan. So when I was talking about this, and everybody's like, because as an example, we went up to New York. Adam Driver was in a play off Broadway, and it was called Hold On to Me, Darling. So it's a small little theater. You go in, there's maybe 500 people in the whole theater. Adam Driver was fantastic. Like, he was dry sense of humor, very funny, definitely played right into his wheelhouse. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I love this guy. And then when Mark and I go through every week and we start talking about who's who and what's what, it just jumps in your face. There's no way around it. And it's almost like Chris Hemsworth. You look at Chris Hemsworth, they're like, Marvel made him. And then you look at every other movie that he's done and you're just like, okay, there's nothing there. And I think Crime 101 kind of showed that to everybody once our show started. And now we're looking at it and we're talking about Adam Driver, and it's almost the same. But instead of Marvel, he's obviously got the whole Star Wars thing going.
Yeah. And one thing I admire about Driver is essentially his journey into stardom. For those that don't know, and I just happened to do some, when he first came on the scene, I was just curious about his background. But essentially, he grew up in a small, I think he was born in California, but he grew up in Indiana, applied to the Juilliard school, New York, right out of high school, got denied. Yeah. And he said, you know what? So what? I'm going to pack my bags, drive out to LA and still give it a shot. In the end, he ran out of money and he came back. You know what movie inspired him to go into acting? And this is where we come.
On the waterfront.
No. Fight Club. That is a true story. I mean, if you do enough research, you'll come across that. But I mean, I feel like we come full circle, right? Like, Brad Pitt's like our Benometer top guy. And this guy, he saw like, there was elements about the movie that were dark, but very interesting. I think him and a couple of his high school buddies, they had their own fight club, but obviously without the violence. I thought that was interesting, and I was just like, man, that's kind of cool. So he had this failed bid to become an actor in LA, and then this was around 2001-ish, and then 9/11 hit, which inspired him to join the military. And this is why I give this guy mad props. Like, he didn't just join any military. He signed up for the Marine Corps, right? Like, that is like the most hardcore of any boot camp. I mean, I don't know, but I just, from what everybody says, right? And what everybody's like, the stuff you read. So he actually did that. Like, he was like in the Marines. He was in there for 2 years before they were going to get deployed to Iraq. Like, he got into this bad mountain bike accident and he cracked his sternum. he still wanted to go, but during some of the training drills, like he actually got hospitalized because, he was all like messed up. But basically he got honorably discharged for, his injuries.
Yeah. And Mark, right before we started, Mark showed me this picture of Adam Driver, right? As he's like, I guess it's his Marine Corps picture.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out how to put it up on the podcast, but it'll take video, it'll take audio, but it won't let me just show the picture. So what we'll do is, I was thinking about this for the headometer or the Mendoza line. We put that picture as the Adam Driver picture. That way everybody can see it when we put it up on the website. But it's a very fitting picture for him.
Yeah. And I bring it up because in some of his interviews, he always references his time in the military. Not always, but a lot of times he does references his time in the military, how it gave him like that structure that he never knew he thought he needed. And he always credits that, that time in the military, which I thought, I was like, man, that's so cool.
Yeah. Sorry. We have listeners who are sending us comments and sending us information, and I'm just trying to get it coordinated. So as we run through the show, we
need to hire an EA for you.
I agree. I think we need some sort of like entry. So if there's anybody out there who wants to be like our podcast intern producer and just sit here and watch comments as we flow through and, feed us different components, you're hired. We don't even need to talk. You're in.
I mean, we could start a GoFundMe just to finance that part of it. I mean, yeah,
we'll send you DoorDash. Like every time there's a show, we send you food. Mark, I don't remember if it was episode like 2 or 3. Like, just give them food. So we'll send you food. You can eat and just watch our comments.
Well, to be specific, we said we were going to DoorDash them like an $8 hot dog.
Well, that's your shirt.
That too. I'm going to write that out. But yeah, I just thought his background was very, very interesting. And then, after the military, he reapplied to the Juilliard School. And for those that know or don't know, it's a very prestigious school in New York, for acting, for music, et cetera, et cetera. And then I think his big break, his big break was when he was in the HBO series Girls. I think it ran from 2012 to like 4 or 5 years or so, where he played this, very awkward dude, but and the character's name was also Adam Sackler, was it? When he was in the HBO.
Sorry, I'm trying to get to this now because people are like, "Hey, I'm commenting you on YouTube and nobody's looking." So
we need
a little bit of echo there for a second. That was just me. I apologize for that, but I think we're straight now.
Yeah, so I kind of want to just tee up his journey, and then obviously his super breakthrough role was that of Kylo Ren in Star Wars: The Force Awakens in 2015.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave it up to you. You're going to drive the show tonight. Do you want to play a clip? Do you want to talk about Data? Do you want to talk about his success through Star Wars and where he went from there? You set the agenda, and I'm going to go along. So what do you want to do?
So I think his career, and it's not an extensive career. I mean, it's been about 10 years, but I think his track record is, we'll talk about it in the breakdown of his films, but I feel like he has 2 careers, right? Star Wars and the other stuff, right? Like the drama films, the auteur films, right? Yep. Usually they struggle commercially. So that's why his track record, his ROI, and this is why we have him on the podcast, is just extremely uneven.
Yeah, I think we count it as kind of like what we did with Ryan Reynolds, like with the mask or without the mask. I think for Adam Driver, it's kind of like with the helmet and without the helmet, right? If he's wearing the helmet, he's got one career, and he takes the helmet off, he's got a completely separate career. And the movies are significantly different. Like you can't compare Black Klansman or The Dead Don't Die to the roles that he played as Kylo Ren. A lot of range compared to some of the other actors that we've gone through. Right?
Outstanding range.
Yeah.
But if we get into it right away, his most recent movies outside of Star Wars, let's start with Ferrari. Budget of $95 million, grossed $44 million. Flop, right? 65 came out in 2023. Budget of $45 million, grossed $60 million. You could argue that lost money if they promoted enough. I don't think they spent that much in promo dollars, but it wasn't a success. White Noise, I don't want to count because that was streaming and that came out in 2022. House of Gucci. Did you watch that movie?
I did. Remember, we talked about it a little bit with Jared Leto, too.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Another big actor for us.
So that actually, depending on who you ask, and this came out in 2021, budget of 75 million, grossed 153. So it probably made money. And
Ridley Scott. So everybody knows Ridley Scott. They know the name. So Ridley Scott was the director of House of Gucci, pulled him in.
Yeah. And then the next one, and it's just going in chronological order here. 2021 also, The Last Duel. That bombed. $100 million budget and a gross of 30 million, and had your favorite boy in the cast.
Yeah. There's when
doing
you put those
thing.
two in a movie together, there's no chance this movie's doing anything.
It had Matt Damon too, which I didn't like Matt Damon in that movie. I thought he was just too, I don't know, wound up, right?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like, I was expecting like Jason Bourne to be like, F you, dude. Like, I'm taking you out. He was just like very, very, I felt like he was restricted. Obviously that was his character he was playing, but.
Yeah. And for everybody who hasn't not watched the movie to know what we're talking about, and as soon as you say Matt Damon, you know who else is in it because he follows him everywhere he goes.
Yes.
But Ben Affleck is in that as well. And he kind of just sits around like he's the king of the world. And it's almost uncomfortable to get.
He was very annoying in that movie. I know he's been annoying in several movies, but I would say that one, he was at the top of his annoyance meter.
Yeah. And I mean, just to jump a little bit, I put this on the Will Ferrell list. And what I mean by that is if you watch a movie with Will Ferrell, the first time you're like, I just don't get it, right? Like Talladega Nights, the first time I sat through that, I was like, I know this is funny, but I just don't get it. And by the third time I watched Talladega Nights, is one of the funniest movies I've seen. But Dead Don't Die with Adam Driver and I'm going to say her name too, wrong, Chloe Sevigny, her.
Sounds good to me.
And Adam Driver. And I watched it the first time and I was like, I don't get it. Like, I know I'm supposed to be laughing. I know it's very tongue in cheek and it's very dry.
Yeah.
But maybe by the second, third time I watched it, which goes back to our streaming conversation we're going to have in a few minutes, it's pretty entertaining. And Adam Driver with his dry sense of humor and his dry delivery and his very he's like the perfect straight man to Bill Murray. And it's actually okay. But Dead Don't Die, $12 million budget, very small, very modest film. Jim Jarmusch, if you know the name. It only made 15.
Yeah.
So you got big names in this with a big name director, and the movie just went nowhere. So
and that came out in 2019. So we're, 7 years, right? Basically everything since Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 films haven't made money.
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah. And then the number of films he did prior to Star Wars also made no money. And it's like, wow.
Yeah, it's almost disappointing, right?
Yeah.
And when you take the ROI and you look at it and you compare it to, the filmography of Star Wars, including Star Wars, he's got about a $1.7 billion aggregate budget. Then you go in and you look total revenue and you're at about $5.5 billion. Significant, right? Like 3.3 times return. Anything more than 2.5, you're making your money back, right? Remember the whole double the budget, marketing, everything else that goes along with it. So Hollywood looks at a 2.5 time return on a budget. 3.3 career, including Star Wars.
Yeah.
Then you come in and you take Star Wars out, and I'm not going to give you the budget, revenue, everything, but you're at a 1.5 time return. So if you take Star Wars out of this guy's career, he is movie killer. He's prime.
Oh, without a doubt.
Spot, right? So
yeah.
And one of the things that's entertaining is that I was kind of putting all this together. I was like, I just friggin' like this guy. And
yeah, at the end of the day, right? I root for this guy. I like this guy. And to your point, his commercial reputation, it's almost entirely tied to Star Wars. Without it, he's art house cinema all day, every day.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And somebody said to me earlier, and to stay nameless, like, you're not in the I like this guy podcast. You're in the show me the money podcast.
Right.
Right. So this guy, he just can't show you the money unless he's in a huge ensemble, cult following since 1977. Like if you don't put him in that, he just cannot show you the money.
But I will say this though. I think he strikes me as the guy that he's, because of his military background, he just loves the craft. Like if you look at the directors that he's worked with, like prestigious guys, like these, like the Martin Scorsese, right? Ridley Scott, Michael Mann. These are like big names. And I think that's his shtick. Like, I'm not here to make a killing. I'm here to do film because I love the craft. I mean, he does Broadway. Like he's all about the craft of acting in different formats. So that I respect, but again, this is an ROI, unfortunately, podcast, and the numbers are just exactly that. Outside of Star Wars, the films make $0. You want to hear something interesting that
Always.
I read? Okay. So, and this is something I found out about recently, like within the last week or so. So, first, let me ask you, how do you think he did as Kylo Ren, Ben Solo in general in that trilogy?
I got to tell you, when I first saw him, I was kind of like, here we go. Here's another Hayden Christensen. I'm just like, I'm not going to be able to handle this. But by the third movie, I was like, you get to know who he is. You get to know his personality. You get to know his delivery. And you're like, yeah, all right, he's Kylo Ren. Like I was good with him by the end. I wasn't too happy about it at the beginning.
In the beginning, because that was my first time actually, seeing him as I think I didn't even remember that he was in Girls. And honestly, I didn't pay attention too much to that series anyway, but I was like, oh man, I wish they casted somebody different. I was like, I wasn't alone either. People were saying, friends of mine were saying the same thing, that we didn't like the cast. But here's the interesting story that ties into this ROI thing. So after, the Skywalker movie, basically he dies in that movie, right? Like in the end, when Palpatine, kills him and stuff.
Yeah.
So he pitched a spin-off movie for Ben Solo. So basically, I don't know if it was in the timeline of Star Wars, it was him getting resurrected or something. So he pitched that spin-off to director Steven Soderbergh. Okay. And he's no joke, right? Ocean's 11. I mean, he's had a ton of hits. Ocean's 11, Traffic, Magic Mike, your favorite. So he pitched the story about this, the title was The Hunt for Ben Solo. Steven Soderbergh, he spent 2 years drafting up this script, him and Adam, right?
Yep.
And Adam, in some of his interviews, he was saying, man, this was like the best script I've ever been a part of. So he's excited to get this thing going. So they pitched it to Lucasfilm. They said, yeah, we like it. Pitched it to Disney. And they were like, yeah, no. And then even Soderbergh, he was like, they're insane for not greenlighting this. He was like, this is one of the best scripts, for this genre. It makes you think, why didn't they greenlight it? Like Disney, right? Did they not think he was enough? Like maybe. You got to think like.
Yeah, he's got the Star Wars name behind it, though. He's got the track record to say if you put him in a Star Wars film, but maybe they also has a track record that says he can't carry a film on his own.
Yeah, so, that's my point. Like he's the lead actor, and they spent a ton of money on these Star Wars films in general. Were they willing to gamble on that? Because they've had a couple misses, Star Wars has, on some of these spinoffs.
Yeah, and I guess my other question is, and this is kind of my naiveness in this whole situation, I guess because Disney owns the intellectual property of everything. They can't even go off and do some sort of independent film because Disney would have just stopped it from even getting released, right? It would have come back. So I guess,
But just imagine that. You got this, stud director. You got Adam Driver, which, he's had, Emmy nominations. So, he can act, obviously. And he's, he just finished the trilogy for the Skywalker series, right? And then they said no.
I got to tell you, I would love to see the story because, look, guys, I'm a big Star Wars guy, right? I don't know if I've said this in other episodes. Like when there was only theaters, back in the dark ages,
Yeah.
I would go to the theater and watch the same movie 2 and 3 times in the same
God,
day,
yeah.
right? So
okay, that's a little excessive. Like I did.
I told you, I saw Top Gun 3 times in 1986, the day it opened. Like I watched it morning, midday, at night. Saw it all 3 times.
Well,
when Star Wars came out, though, 1977, I saw it twice. The week it opened, I was, not to give you my age, I was younger, and I loved it. And I've been in love with Star Wars ever since. So if they had a Ben Solo movie, the years between kind of when he entered Luke's Jedi Academy.
Oh God, yeah.
To the time when he became when he left and became Kylo Ren and started going on his rampage, I would love to watch that. I would definitely watch that.
So question for you: when you did this, back to back movie watching, in the movie theater, did you pay or you just snuck in the second and third time?
In Star Wars, I just stayed because back then they would just start it right up and new crowds would come in and the old crowds would leave. In Top Gun, I paid all 3 times because it was there was enough gap between that I had to kind of leave for an hour and then come back. So
I did that too.
Crazy that I can remember that.
No, I remember doing that where I just sat and, I was waiting to get kicked out, but like you said, they just fired it up and I was like, all right, I guess I'm watching this again.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm staying. But for his career, I think he's in the the 20s with the number of movies that he's made. So to your point, he's no slouch in putting these together. And huge studios, Amazon Studios, Netflix, 20th Century, MGM, Sony, they're all over this guy. But I'm just looking, and he's very loyal to, guys, I love casting directors. He's very loyal to his casting directors too. This Ellen, and I don't know who any of these people are. Ellen Chenoweth, Kate Rhodes, James, he takes the same casting directors, or they take him when they go to different. But Coen brothers, when he did, he was in Lincoln. I didn't know he was in Lincoln. I loved Lincoln. Steven Spielberg. So yeah, that was a big moneymaker for him. I'm guessing he had a pretty small role overall in that though.
He did, yeah.
But Coen Brothers, Inside Llewyn Davis, if you haven't watched that, that's worth watching. It's very entertaining. Very Coen Brothers. If you like the Coen Brothers, it's out there. You should definitely watch it. But one of the things that I thought was interesting is when I was putting all this data together, and you guys know I love Ben, everything that mathematically that came out, and when I was putting it, I'm like, he's like the friggin' anti-Ben, right? And the biggest way I can sum it up is Ben Affleck is a movie killer because he does really bad movies for a lot of money. He gets paid a lot of money to go and do his movies, and none of the movies are good unless you put Matt Damon in there with him. Adam Driver is kind of a movie killer because he does good movies, just nobody sees them, and they don't really drive a lot of revenue. He's almost more like Kristen Stewart.
I was going to say that.
These very artsy, to your point, these auteur artsy movies that just don't go out and drive huge revenue. And when the budgets start to creep up, the artsy movies, as we know, they just don't drive revenue. So it's very difficult for him to make his money back just from the sheer nature of the types of movies he's made. House of Gucci is an exception. That drove a lot of revenue. But, and to be honest with you, I saw Ferrari.
I did not. Yeah.
It's very painful to sit through. It's go spackle your paint on, go spackle your wall, sit there for 30 minutes and watch that spackle dry. You pretty much get the summary of Ferrari. It's very painful to sit through. But the rest of his stuff is just very low returns.
Yeah, I agree. And getting back to your earlier comment about the plot of watching, Ben Solo become, Kylo Ren. Yeah, I would 100%.
That would be cool, right?
Yeah. On this, in general, Star Wars, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but on YouTube, there's quite a bit of material of the old Republic, where the old Sith Lords. Oh my gosh. I got to send you some of this stuff. It's just,
send it to me.
It is mind blowing. The stuff that people put together, obviously it's all animated, but it is just these guys are geniuses because I'm watching this thinking it's the real thing, but it's just people, putting stuff together, but it's all referencing the old Republic characters. And it was just to me, it's like you can't do that movie unless you do it rated R because there's just so much violence.
Yeah. You got to make it more realistic. Like when they did Batman Begins and they took all the cartoon, spectacle out of it and just made this dark, gritty, grimy, violent movie. And I was like, man, this is how Batman should be. And that's honestly, I like Joker with Joaquin Phoenix because it's like if the Joker was a real guy and he was a sociopath or a psychopath and he went out and just was really the Joker, he's not Jared Leto running around in a purple sequin suit. I mean, he's he's a dark, evil man. That's why I didn't like the second Joker where they sing the whole time, but the first Joker I really enjoyed because it was just so realistic. So yeah, to your point, make it R, make it realistic, get rid of the cartoon, and let's make a dark movie.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. I mean, no one did Joker as I think everybody would agree Heath Ledger, like he owned that character.
I agree. All right, so what do you want first? I got 3 clips. I got Ferrari because I just wanted everybody to participate in my misery of having to sit through that. So I figured
let's go with Ferrari.
All right. And then I got Megalopolis and then I got Star Wars. So let's go with Ferrari first.
All right.
Now the concept of Ferrari is great. Like I would love to watch the story, but it just like Ford versus Ferrari, one of my favorite movies.
That was a good movie.
Love it.
Get into one of my cars, you get in the win.
Yeah, doesn't move me.
Yeah, and see how when you're watching the trailer, you're like, is it about the cars? Is it about the race? Is it about Ferrari? Is it about his love, his affairs, his family? Like, what's it about? That's how you feel the whole time when you're watching the movie. It's just so all over the place. You're like, I don't understand what they're trying.
That came after Ford versus Ferrari, did it not? Yeah. I think if it came out first, it probably would have been, I guess, better received. But to your point, man, you had Matt Damon, Christian Bale, and Ford. I mean, that was a good movie.
Yeah, phenomenal. Shelby, like the whole, Shelby story. But they're actually saying that this is getting a little bit of a revival on streaming because of F1, because of all the popularity that Brad Pitt's bringing back to car racing.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so people are grabbing all these movies: Ford versus Ferrari, Rush with Chris Hemsworth.
It's all about content. That's it, man.
Yeah, and themes. It's a big deal right now. So kind of rolling into that a little bit, we hit on it a little bit earlier. So one of the things that's happening is we were trying to come up with different ways to talk about streaming content. And some of the metrics that I found online just super simplified it. And these are metrics that we can gather. So you go out and you say, and Netflix will release like its top 10 streaming movies and number of minutes. All you do is you say an average movie ticket today costs $12. This was streamed 20 million times. You take 20 million, you times it by 12. That's what a box office equivalent would be. That's how we're going to judge this. Now, where it gets crazy is streaming zombie, or zombie streaming. Some of these things stream forever. So if it streams for a year, it may take you a year and that number is going to constantly grow and change, which is okay because you would guess that, unless something comes out like F1, which is going to cause a little bump in the number of streams within Ferrari, It's going to get released. It's going to have a big jump on streaming. People are going to want to watch it. Like 65 is another one that's an Adam Driver movie that did really, really well streaming, but did not do so well in the box office. So when it went online, it broke records. It got top 10. It did all this stuff from a streaming perspective, which goes into another metric, which is the willingness to pay metric, where people are not willing to pay in the theater, so they're willing to watch it. So your willingness to pay scale versus your streaming scale is what we're going to use to start judging some of this stuff.
Hopefully we get it right.
Well, if not, we'll adjust. Like,
Right.
It seems like the industry themselves are still trying to figure it out. So
Yeah.
maybe we get there before they do.
Hey, you know what we didn't touch on? Unless you're going to roll another segment.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it, but we didn't talk about the money that was actually budgeted and gross in the Star Wars trilogy. So Force Awakens, his first one,
Yeah.
Adam Driver, 306 against 2.7 billion in return. That made money, right?
Yeah, huge.
Star Wars The Last Jedi came out in 2017. 317 million, 1.33. And then the last one, The Rise of Skywalker. This took a little bit of a dip, surprisingly. 275 million against a 1.07 billion gross. But this is what the commentary around, did it really make money? So The Rise of Skywalker, despite grossing over, this is why staggering these numbers. Despite grossing over $1 billion, it had low profitability, estimated at only $48.3 million due to the massive production costs. Can you imagine?
No.
Like, that is unreal, which is why, we were talking about earlier, why wouldn't Disney greenlight a Ben Solo spinoff? That's why. They don't want to lose money. And ironically enough, the movie Solo, A Star Wars Story, 2018, lost over $100 million, allegedly. And it was the lowest grossing live action film in that, in the Star Wars genre. So...
Well, this goes back to why I was saying when we were talking about movies before, when I was like, you can't take Doomsday because Doomsday has to be in the top 5 grossing movies of all time.
Yeah.
Just to make money, right? Like, so to your point, between the salaries and the effects and the marketing and everything else that goes along with this stuff, the numbers that these movies have to do that have these huge budgets are just, it's out of control. How can you be the top 5 movies of all time just to make money? Like, that's your target.
Dude, $1 billion and you profited 48 million. And this is published stuff, right? Like, let's just say they were half off. Let's say it made 100 million, right? Still, that's crazy.
I agree. Nuts.
Yeah.
That's why I showed Mark this article today that Jason Blum from Blumhouse, we always talk about the fact that he does these low budget, high return horror flicks. His target right now is to start generating horror movies with a budget of $1 million or less, because it's in my math, it's easier to make $1 million movie that's going to make 50 million than to make a $400 million movie that's got to make $1 billion, right? And stick with your million.
Dude, that's what that comes down to now. It's like the Temu version of movie making.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. The Alibaba.
Yeah.
The Alibaba.
They should just call it Alibaba Films.
Yeah. We should do that.
Wow.
Nobody steal that. We're going to do that. We're going to call it Alibaba Films. Mark and I are going to pull all our money and we're going to have a $40,000 budget after we pull all our dough. And we're going to go out. We're going to generate a movie. We could crowdsource that bad boy. I think once our 6 followers, we go out, we get all 6 of them to give us money.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
I mean, if you add all our followers across all of the platforms, getting up there.
Yeah. Everybody gives us $10.
Yeah.
We're doing all right.
Yeah.
Micro invest. All right. I'm marking that down. It's part of our future movie production company. And for the record, we did research this. And the number one worst thing to start from a company and put your money into, movie production. It's like if you have a kid who wants to get into horseback riding, change that quickly because it's a money pit. That's of course apparently movie production is also another big money pit.
Wow.
But not for Jason Blum.
He's figured it out, man.
Yeah, he's got the formula. All right, so you want Dead Don't Die, Star Wars, or Megalopolis?
Let's go with Star Wars. Yeah.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
All right, folks, I pulled a little Kylo Ren clip. It's very entertaining. And the other thing is, he throws like a tantrum in every movie.
Dude, he was such a total biatch in the one. When he got his ass beat by, what's her name?
Daisy Ridley?
Yes. Right? Yeah.
Ray?
Yes. Ray.
There's one scene where he's talking to the guy, like the ship guy.
Yes.
And the guy gives him bad news. The droids have escaped. And he pulls out his lightsaber and he destroys whatever was in front of him with his lightsaber. And then he turns around and he throws the guy around a little bit with the Force. And all I kept thinking, the best line would have been like, "Sir, you've just disabled our entire navigation system." Right? Like he just destroys it with his lightsaber. He has no idea what it is or what it does.
Right.
And he just shreds it.
Yeah.
You know,
our Waze is no longer working.
Yeah, you killed the internet for the ship.
Like,
that
damn,
was our
dude.
satellite communication system. But apparently, whatever it was, it didn't do anything because the ship kept functioning. It had no effect.
Yeah.
But I think that's poor writing. All right, here we go. All right.
Each week, we follow the boss of a major organization as they go undercover to find out what's really going on in their company.
Wait.
This is Undercover Boss.
I'm seeing an
killer base.
Yeah, this is it.
Oh.
Kylo Ren is the commander of the First Order, a massive regime dedicated to wiping out the galactic resistance. This week, Kylo is going undercover among Star Killer base personnel as Matt, a radar technician.
You get so caught up in restoring the galaxy to its rightful state that you miss what's going on behind the scenes. I'm looking forward to having some real talk with some real folks.
We've put hidden cameras in an employee common area, and no one has any idea
Yes.
Matt
Oh, this is the best.
is their boss, Kylo Ren.
Come on, Matt.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a radar technician. You guys like working here?
You know, work is work.
Yeah, totally. What do you guys think of Kylo Ren? Do you guys believe when he says that he's gonna finish what Darth Vader started?
What exactly have he started? You know, I will say this for Kylo. I think he gets a bad rap. What? Yeah. He's trying to accomplish something that's never been done in the history of the galaxy. You know? Ridiculous. Rule everything? That's impressive. I admire the guy.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Okay, it's real easy. All you gotta do is rewire the calcinator.
So remove this?
Does that look like the calcinator? What's wrong with you? Why so hard for you to
I
understand?
don't know, but can you please stop yelling at me? You're starting to stress me out. I have a newfound respect for what my employees do.
Okay, now can we rewire it, please? So I can go have my muffin. I haven't had my muffin yet, Matt.
Not as easy as I presume.
What up,
Hey, you kicked my wrench!
What up, Matt?
Jerk face. Have you guys seen Kylo Ren's lightsaber?
Yeah, man, that thing's weird looking.
No, it's not. It's awesome. Here, let me go see if I can find it. I'll show it to you. Look, I found Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Look at it up close.
Dude, that thing looks dangerous, man. Poorly made. The little kid made it.
Then you don't have to look at it anymore!
I'm 90% sure Matt is Kylo Ren. Yeah, this has actually been a rough year for my family. We lost our son back in April. He was in the Stormtrooper program, and we're getting by.
Wow, man. Sorry about that. Must be hard. Hearing that Zach lost his son really struck a nerve with me. Especially since I'm the one that killed him. Hey, I ran into Kylo Ren in the bathroom. He told me to give you this.
After the rain comes the rainbow. Sorry, I killed your son.
This means something to me now. A buddy of mine saw Kylo Ren take his shirt off in the shower, and
and he said that Kylo Ren had an 8-pack. But Kylo Ren was shredded.
What? Your friend's a liar, man. Kylo Ren is a punk bitch. He's 30 pounds soaking wet underneath that little black dress.
Tim? Tim! Oh no, he's choking on food. I see what's in your mind. And it is stupid!
Dude, Matt straight up sucks.
I have a bombshell announcement to make, guys. I'm not Matt. I'm
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
You're Kylo Ren.
You're Kylo Ren. You know. I knew when you threw me through the soda machine.
I knew from Hi, I'm Matt.
We really connected today. I'm promoting you to superior officer.
Thank you, sir.
I had a blast today. I really learned a lot, and people are gonna love the new me.
They killed him.
That was great.
Isn't that funny?
That's great.
Yeah, I figured everybody's seen a million things with Star Wars. Let's throw something a little different out there. But
You know what he actually reminded me of in that skit? Napoleon Dynamite. Like if he just like threw that on the screen real quick.
gosh, guys, I love the uncle of that.
Uncle Rico.
I can throw this football over that mountain.
He was classic.
Yeah, he's so good in that. All right, so as we go through and we keep looking at this, I think we've proved our point, right? There's no way that Adam Driver is on his own, you know, and I like to think that the Disney guys knew what they were talking about. But when you look at the numbers, I would like to say maybe if he had a big director, it would help. Like he did Black Klansman, which I did see and I loved.
Oh, the Spike Lee joint, yeah.
Spike Lee joint, right?
Yeah.
So 15 million made almost 100, so he did pretty well. But then you got Jim Jarmusch, you got Ridley Scott, 2 movies back to back with Ridley Scott. Then you got Francis Ford Coppola coming in with his latest Megalopolis, which is just, I'll show you a clip on that. It's short. It's not 4 minutes like the Star Wars clip. It's like a minute. But you're going to look at that and you're going to be like, well, what are they thinking? And it goes back to the importance of the trailer, guys. Like, we should start a trailer award, too.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
But Megalopolis, $120 million budget. Francis Ford Coppola is the director. Pretty decent cast if you look at it. I think Samuel L. Jackson or Larry Fishburne is in it. Like, it's a pretty powerful cast. 14 million. So, and that's streaming now, and it's not doing anything on streaming either. So people aren't willing to, it's not willing to pay. It's willing to watch. Like people just are not willing to watch that thing. But just terrible.
But the big rumor, which actually it's not a rumor anymore, the confirmed, they greenlight Heat 2, one of my all-time favorite movies. I cannot wait to see that one. And, well, you brought it up this morning. I was like, holy hell, that's going to be awesome with the ensemble that they're putting together for that one. But he is he's playing the young Neil McCauley. So this is kind of a I guess a prequel. Maybe? Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. And for those of you guys who don't know and want to look it up, Leonardo DiCaprio, boom. Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Huge.
You can't go wrong with that.
No, Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Right. So, and it's the story is that Mark and I were talking about earlier is apparently one of the studios came in and said, hey, we want to do this and it's going to be Adam Driver. And the studio came back and said, nope, not doing it. And then another studio came in and said, hey, if you get 2 big A-list celebrities to ensemble cast this thing, we'll fund it, we'll greenlight it. And they went out and they got Leonardo and Christian and, you know, look at 2027. Looking forward to it.
Man, we got to wait that long? I thought it's coming out next year.
That's next year.
You're right. That is next year. I forgot. We celebrated New Year a few months ago. Holy hell.
Yes, we did. We're in March.
Oh man, we'll save that one for the outtake.
You got to be a paying member to have the real laugh.
Yeah, that's good. But I mean, his movie career wasn't that extensive, but yeah, again, I mean, He's a art film house guy outside of Star Wars. That's it. That's why this Heat 2 film coming out next year. I mean, he's not the main guy, so it's not going to be just him carrying the film, but still, I don't care. I'm going to go watch that one.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And it's to your point and what we said before, it's not just another heist movie, right? Like that's one of those ones that it's in everybody's top 5 when you start putting it together. So it's definitely going to get a lot of hype. It's going to be like the Odyssey of 2027. I think it's one of those things that everybody's going to be looking forward to.
Yeah. Michael Mann, director. So it's going to be good.
What did he just do that we were just looking at? Ferrari? Michael Mann did Ferrari also, right? Yeah, Ferrari, Michael Mann. So
okay.
Michael Mann carrying it over. So, again, Adam Driver getting some loyalty out of his people. It's good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. So
I wonder
I'm
what
gonna play one more.
Yeah. While you're playing that, I'm going to look something up because I'm in.
All right. So, guys, I'm going to play Dead Don't Die only because I love Bill Murray, and Bill Murray's got his dry sense of humor going with Adam Driver. The clip does not do it justice. And I swear to you, I will not recommend a crap movie, but I do recommend some movies that are a little offbeat. Oh, and then I got a little bit of trivia that Mark and I were talking about that I'm going to throw out there in a minute. Anybody that can answer this in a comment when I bring it up.
Free hot dog?
Maybe a free hot dog. Maybe something. We'll come up with a little prize.
Speaking of hot dogs, because I have
no idea where this is going.
Well, I'm going to tell you exactly where it's going. It's going to Haddonfield, New Jersey. Apparently, there's a hot dog spot that's kind of like a speakeasy type.
Okay.
We're going there.
What's the one that you sent me up to in New Brunswick? Speaking of hot dogs.
Destination Dogs? Killer. That is my all-time favorite hot dog place in anywhere I've been.
I agree. So we're both kind of foodies. Like we go out and we'll drive 100 miles to eat food. Yeah. Destination Dog in New Brunswick. Take the trip. It is phenomenal. Yeah. It is so good. Just about anything you would want, all the different toppings. Like it's really, really good.
And the hot dogs are themed. Like they're themed like Chicago hot dog. They have like a banh mi hot dog. Like so they have different I can't believe I'm doing a plug for a damn hot dog joint in New Brunswick, but
it's worth it.
This is what we do. We go there. But yeah, there's different themed hot dogs, from around the globe.
Yeah. So let's find the place in Haddonfield. I'm in. I'm right with you.
All right. So we're going to play this clip, and I'm going to, once we're done the clip, I'm going to have you guess what Adam Driver's net worth is. Because this is what we do now, right? This is part of
that'll be good. And then I'm going to give everybody else a question from a movie that we discussed earlier that I love the trivia on. And, we're going to figure out how to do that. So here we go. A little slow. Why is it not playing?
There we go.
In this peaceful town, on these quiet streets, something terrifying, something horrifying is coming.
Excuse me, we're closed. Get away from me!
What the hell was it? A wild animal?
This is really awful. Maybe the worst thing I've ever seen.
What was it, wild animals?
So what are you thinking?
I'm thinking zombies.
What?
You know, the undead. Ghouls.
He's like that the whole time.
Gorgeous. Oh my. Are you in this together?
Flesh-eating zombies.
Don't joke. It's really, really creepy.
Oh, man. This isn't going to end well.
They gravitate towards things they did when they were alive.
Coffee.
Chardonnay.
Did she just say Chardonnay? Yeah, she did.
1, 2, 3. Welcome to my world, zombies.
I've been telling you this is all going to end badly.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm quite confident of my ability to defend myself against the undead.
I can see that.
Excuse me. Those are some pretty good cuts. You played some minor league ball, didn't you?
Well, a little Class A. It was a long time ago.
So that's the one where the trailer guy makes that look so much better than like the speed of how the movie functions. But the whole time, all Adam Driver says is, this is not going to end well. This is not going to go well. Like the whole time.
So, you know, it's ironic that you played that because, well, let me ask you first. What do you think his net worth is? Allegedly, right? This is
20 million.
So The Dead Don't Die, the budget was 11 million and it made 15 million gross. Yeah. Allegedly, his net worth today is 16 million.
Yeah.
That's low.
What was my guess?
You said 20 million.
You get old.
You said 20 million. You said 20.
Did I?
Yeah. You said 20 million. You were right there.
Yeah, pretty close. I thought I said 16.
No, you said 20 million. You could check the tape. Here's the thing, though. The Star Wars franchise, you would have thought he made a mint from that. Driver earned in the mid to high six-figure for his role in the Force Awakens.
Yeah,
Reports indicate... No, the first one, 2015.
Oh, Skywalker, yeah.
Reports indicate he earned around 9 million total for his appearances in The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Wow. I mean, they paid this guy
each or 9 million combined
total for
both, right?
For two, yeah. For Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. So in both of those movies, the last two Star Wars movies, did 317 budget for Jedi and 275 for Skywalker. And you paid this guy
$4.5
million each.
And he's the main guy.
I mean, Ray was, I think Ray was more of a main character, but yeah, he was right up there.
Yeah. All the special effects. Gotta be, right? Marketing, special effects.
Yeah, the production had to be insane with all the
editing, all the crazy editing that took place. Sorry, Adam. There's only about 4 million left for you, buddy. If you want to do it, you can do it. I got nothing else to do. Dead Don't Die sucked. All right, I'm in. Like, what's he gonna do?
Man, that's low. I mean, so for the first one, mid to high six figures. Dude, he probably didn't make $1 million. He probably made like like 500 grand or 750.
It's not good.
No.
Yeah, less than $1 million. Well, he's doing all right. He's doing fine.
I guess he's doing fine. Yeah.
Is he married?
I don't know.
All right. So my little bit of trivia. So you guys know we're big fans of Send Help. You know we're big fans of Sam Raimi. So last weekend I had nothing to do. So I went out and I saw Send Help and I loved it. I thought it was absolutely great. But there's one piece in there that Sam Raimi has a thing. There's two things we talked about he puts in every movie. He puts something about Bruce Campbell, which is why you see, Big Papa's pizza balls or whatever in the Spider-Man movies where Bruce Campbell's on the street selling Big Papa's balls or whatever it is he sells. And he's got his car, his 88 old whatever that he puts in every movie. Even in Quick and the Dead, if you look it up, his car is in Quick and the Dead. They just took the cover off and dropped a wagon on it and made it look like a wagon. But the question is, who played Bradley, right? Wasn't his name Bradley the douche?
Yes.
Like, who played Bradley's dad? They talk about it a lot, but when they're in the office and the guy's talking about giving the girl a promotion, he's like, yeah, I'm not doing it. The picture of the dad is hanging on the wall. Bruce Campbell. That's the trivia. Bruce Campbell plays the dad. So if you watch the movie and you watch Send Help, it lasts about 5 seconds. But I'm in the movies with my wife, and literally I stand up in the movies and I'm like, Bruce, that's Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell's playing the dad. And everybody's looking at me like I'm a lunatic. And then my wife looks at me because I embarrassed her. So I sit back down and eat my popcorn. But I love that stuff, like that Easter egg stuff.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm going to bet that nobody guessed that. in all of the people that watched that movie. Not one.
I guarantee you nobody saw it.
Yeah.
Right? If anybody saw it, I would be shocked. But I love the fact that they put him up on the wall and made him the dad.
Yeah, you take the movie trivia to like really the next level, because that's beyond a lot of people's thought process. Yeah.
It's a sad, lonely existence.
So I actually have to correct myself. It says 16 million. This is in 2024. You're actually more correct, because as of early 2026, his net worth is 23 million. So I just gave him a raise. I promoted him to.
That's a pretty big return for him. 7-8 million coming off from what? 18?
You know what though? Like, so I know you were trying to post his military pick from when he was in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
But just think about that, right? You were in his squad or whatever, his platoon, and you're like, man, look at this dorky guy with the big ears and shit. Like, and he's like, next thing you know, not even, 15 years later, 10 years later, he's Kylo Ren.
He's up on the big screen, smashing the navigation system with his lightsaber.
Yeah.
You got to love that. There's hope for all of us. Did he get into Juilliard, or did he not get into Juilliard?
He got rejected out of high school, and,
got back in the second time?
Yes, he got accepted after he was discharged from the Marine Corps. So
good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a friend right now whose daughter is in acting school in New York, and he tells us stories, and it's exactly what I picture. Like if you guys watch Fame, where they're in the cafeteria and they're singing and they're dancing, and one guy's over with the keyboard playing, and like that's what I picture Juilliard. Like people doing Shakespeare in the corner, and the other guy with his playing a song and singing, and just victorious going on in the cafeteria.
Do you know how much for Juilliard school? Just guess how much tuition is.
Man, I don't know, $100,000 a year.
Close. It's between 83 to 86,000 a year. Most of which 95% of the students receive financial aid. So after financial aid, it's about in the 40s, like 40, 45,000.
Okay. So like a normal big time school today. Yeah. Not too bad. Get you into the movies, I guess.
I mean, does it though? I mean, I know there's
got Adam Driver into like 25 of them.
Yeah.
So, I think we should investigate that whole Ben Solo situation. You got me fascinated by that now. That's a great story.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that you have a big time director that's saying, hey, man, I scripted this. Let's go. Like, greenlight this stuff. And the fact that Lucasfilms said yes. But Disney, Mama Bear was like, you remember the last Solo film? We lost money. It runs in the family. He's a Solo. He can't do it. He can't solo. He can't
go solo.
Can't go solo.
It's funny. You know who I was looking at when we were talking about Adam Driver, who may find his way on the list at some point? The original Mr. Solo himself, who I love, and I kind of like picture myself as a young Han Solo. Harrison Ford.
No way.
You take Harrison Ford outside of Star Wars or Raiders of the or Indiana Jones.
I won't do it.
He really struggles.
I won't do it. He's a legend, man. That's like a legend. That's like us taking down. I mean, shit. But if you've been in the film industry,
Brando, Sean Connery.
Yeah, but if you've been in the film the industry that long, you're going to have a ton of bombs. I would, if you're doing, 200 plus films,
I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
They can't all be horror movies.
No, and he's one of those guys you picture. I'm like, hey, who's Han Solo? Boop, Harrison Ford. Face jumps right into your head, but you can't get away from it.
Yeah. And then Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones stuff, right?
Saw Raiders of the Lost Ark twice in the movies the same day.
Yeah, I believe it.
That was another one.
Yeah.
I went out. I wanted a fedora and a bullwhip. My mom said no. You'll hit your sister.
That's a good one.
Yes, I would.
Oh, man.
All right. So what do you want to do? We're right at an hour. We can start wrapping up.
Yeah.
Or we can show Megalopolis, which would really be a downer, or we can just save that.
Yeah, I think we save it. I think we spin this puppy down. I mean, we covered a lot. I didn't think we were going to have this much material on Adam Driver because his career is, relatively, it's not like some of the other ones we compared to. Well, maybe Kristen Stewart, but 10 years is not. Maybe, 2012, right? So less than
Adam
15
Driver's
years.
Like, and when you were just saying this, I was thinking it's like Adam Driver's like at the end of Hangover 2,
Mhm.
where Stu is talking to the Asian dad, and he's like, "You are like the white mush cereal that has no flavor." Like that's what I picture Adam Driver. Like Adam Driver's movie career
Yeah.
is like the white mush without the cayenne pepper, right? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the white mush. Like he's done nothing crazy, nothing exciting outside of Kylo Ren. He's just like steady Eddie, doing his thing. Funny dry. Like he should do more comedies with
Yeah.
that dry delivery and all that he's got, but he's just, he's
Yeah.
just losing money.
Yeah, and of all the films, that was the only character I was like, yeah, I could see other people doing this character other than him, but
You asked me about what I thought of him when he walked on the screen. I love Daisy Ridley, like as Rey. Loved her. I thought she was
phenomenal. Yeah,
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a fan.
Yeah, and I like the kid that plays the pilot Poe. I thought that was great casting.
Yeah,
but the rest, not so great. But I loved Woody Harrelson in Solo. Like I thought he's a good bad guy.
He's a great bad guy. Because if you've been around long enough, you just remember him in Cheers, right? Like,
yeah,
that was Woody the whole time. But when he started doing some of these serious roles, I was like, holy hell! I was like, he's really good as a bad guy.
Yeah, agreed. So I think, I don't know, probably go watch The Last Duel and get about 15 minutes into that and go to bed.
Yeah.
I think that's how I'm going to plan my night.
All right. Sounds good. Well, that was fun. Adam Driver, man. We put him on the map again.
Yeah. So last quick question. Mendoza line.
Oof, dude. He's
got pretty good range.
I just wish he wasn't in Star Wars.
Well, then he'd have no money.
Then he'd be
if he
like
wasn't in Star Wars, he'd probably have no career.
Yeah, he'd be like negative something.
Yeah. Like I got to imagine if he didn't find Star Wars or Star Wars didn't find him, he would be doing very little in Hollywood.
So who do we have at a 1 currently? Kristen Stewart?
Hold on, I'll tell you. MKPcast.com for anybody who's interested. The Mendoza line. We got Channing Tatum, -1. Ben Affleck, 0. At a 1, we have Jennifer Lopez.
Wow.
And Nev Campbell. At a 2, we have Kristen Stewart. At a 5, we have Jared Leto. And we have Mr. Brad Pitt as a 10.
So he's definitely under 5. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Like 100%.
Yeah, I think he's between a 2 and a 5.
Yeah.
I think he's somewhere in between.
Yeah.
But
He makes no
ROI
money, though.
is terrible.
No money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how he would even earn like a 3.
Yeah. And his streaming, like willingness to pay, like his streaming is, other than 65, his streaming is very low.
Yeah.
I mean, his streaming is average to low.
I would say just on acting alone, he gets the 1 bell, the 1 rung, but in terms of ROI, man, it's non-existent.
Yeah.
Even the Star Wars that did, $1 billion only netted 48 million. I mean, good Lord.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think he's more than a 2.
All right. So you think we drop him right with Kristen?
Yeah.
He's very similar to her from an art house.
Yeah.
Critics love him, but people don't pay.
Yeah. You take Twilight from her, you take Star Wars from him. I mean, you got basically a carbon copy of one another.
Yeah.
Art house.
All right. We're going to drop him in at 2.
Yeah.
Kristen, I got to add Chris Hemsworth. I never put him on. I'll get that done.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good episode. I hope everybody had fun. Please check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram. We still got to do a little work there. We're pacing ourselves, Sergeant. We're getting there eventually. And YouTube, Mark's still doing a lot of work.
Trying.
And we had a clip on TikTok break 5,000, and we're up to almost 700 followers. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think next week, we should go to our hot dog spot and then post those pictures, because maybe we could do, I don't know, not a full blown food review, but just like junk food review.
Yeah, and we could talk about 4 minutes of a movie while we're sitting there eating the hot dogs.
Absolutely.
And throw that up there as a quick, what do they call the 5-minute things? They're not called clips. What are they called? Shorts?
Snaps. Shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that, and we can throw that out there.
There you go. All righty.
All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to wind it down?
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks, everybody, for your support. As always, you know where to find us. And we are going to figure out how to get this playing. And we are going to go. I need music.
I can hear the music. I feel like it's sticking with us.